Could you help me with the second question?
Can you just repeat it? It was
Yeah.
the notion of border here is fundamental, and you show a physical milestone on the island which demarcates India from Bangladesh, and at the same time you say that the river is the border.
Yeah.
And the river has two arms around Char.
Yeah.
So is the left arm of the river the border to India, and the right arm the border to Bangladesh?
Yeah.
And does Ruben go to school by crossing the river into India mainland?
Yeah. Now remember. Thank you so much. Now, actually, the land has not shifted. Land is where it was. The river has shifted. So let's say the river, went like this, and this was the border. And now river goes like that, taking all these, breaking all these lands. So river is there, but the border is still there. And new island has come up in this area. Is it clear to you?
No, because an island is surrounded by two river arms.
Yeah, the river has, the river was flowing like a straight line, and now the river has gone like gone on left side, eroded on left side, and it's a serpentine movement like a pendulum. In some year it will break on this side, then it will go to the other side and break it and become much wider. So the river, it has now two streams. The reason being, when you make a construction like a dam, it stops the flow of the water, and this water carries a huge amount of sediment which was not calculated while they made the construction there. So the river has become really shallow, and in monsoon it's the same volume of water which comes from the Himalayas, from the rains, the huge catchment area. So what does, if the river becomes shallow, where does the water go? So it spreads horizontally, so it breaks on both sides, and it becomes like a lens. If you see from top, which I tried to explain in the beginning of the film in an animation, the river changes course on both sides, and you have a new island where originally the river was. Am I clear?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. And so you have a new piece of island, which is where the river was, which is where these people from Indian side come to the up to the Indian border, and since it broke on the other side, Bangladeshi side, so Bangladeshis also come to the same island up to the Bangladeshi border, and you have a pillar which was once a river, midpoint of the river. Now it is the island midpoint. It is somewhere in the island. So you put a this because you can see that this partition. It's more than 60 years now. The partition took place, but this pillar looks very young. So it's maybe 6 or 7 years old. So when you have this land when the river was, you can easily demarcate, put a pillar. So it's like that, because that's the easiest way to make a reference to all the people living from the Bangladeshi side and the Indian side, and that's the 0 point where nobody should go. Once we went and we're in real trouble. And yes, Rubel has to go to cross this river on one side and come to India, go to school, download mobile songs and buy rice, and cross the checkpoint and come to his home, which is still in India, but it's no man's land because it's very close to the border. No one should go very close to international border. That's prohibited. So that's how it is. And yes, he crosses the border in the morning to go to Bangladesh and sell the rice, because there is a price difference of rice, which he explained. So he has to go to Bangladesh, and we used a different kind of camera, which you saw. Which, I did not go, but my characters did go.
So just when he crosses the border to go into Bangladesh, he crosses the right arm of the river. To go to school, he crosses the left arm of the river from Char towards mainland India. And to go to Bangladesh, he crosses the right arm to go and sell.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give you. Huh?
There is another question over there, and I think, and I'm sorry, first the question in the center and then up there.
Okay. I'd like to know, to your left side, left side? There. Okay. I'd like to know something about some more things about the role of the men, because in the film we saw the women struggling, the children struggling, and the man didn't get very well in the picture. So maybe you could spend some words on that. Then what interests me is how did the story of Rubel and the other young boy, how did that went on? Did he manage to pay the money to the
dowry money?
Dowry money. And last of all, which came to me when you answered the last question, are there any predictions if this Char Island, which rose like some years ago, will prevail, or is it in danger to be washed away in a few years, and the people are left with nothing once again?
Yeah. Regarding Rubel's father, he just physically, because after losing home, they had to stay, live in the street for years, and life was really hard. He became infirm, he fell sick, and also, unfortunately, he has now, by carrying this huge weights, all the years, he has got hernia, so he cannot carry weight anymore. He had an operation which Rubel mentions. It's not his fault. He's just physically incapable of carrying weight. So, but not that all men are, sitting idle in the house and gambling. That they're working. Yeah, other men are working. You could see that. I could show you that when Rubel decides to go to school, he is walking in front towards the camera, and just the shot before, you see, lot of young people, old people. In fact, the whole village is working, carrying something or the other. So it was only Rubel's father's, physical condition which forces Rubel to take extra responsibility. And secondly, yes, I think he's a very responsible guy, and that's what struck me. He has that maturity at that age to take responsibility and care for the sister, care for the family. And he went to a faraway state in Kerala down south to work in a hotel. And in fact, everybody tried to stop him, so he ran away on his own and settled there alone, working as a hotel boy, dishwasher, washing dishes in the hotel. And she paid the entire amount, 50,000 rands, 50,000 rupees, just alone. And I could have.
Who set the dowry money?
Sorry?
Who set the dowry money? This amount, this huge amount.
No, not really. But considering their finances,
who did? Who's